Hello. Okay, I confess I have been playing with more slides. Following on from the video I did previously, which was of these, using Lavinia fairies and bumble or hum and some foliage. I mentioned you could do it as a transparent slide, which is what I've done, so it's quite hard to show you, but here I've used Christopher Mini and some foliage again with coloured archival inks on some acetate, and then stuck the negative over the top. You can't, I don't know if this slide, maybe it wasn't as, the sticker wasn't as, what's the word, sepia, grungy maybe as the others, so you can't really, certainly not through the camera by the looks of it, you can't see the vintage or grunginess of the sticker. It's a bit more transparent in this one I've done with some of the grunge in the corner, so I might try it with a darker slide, because I'd quite maybe not for what I'm going to do today, as I'm going to use some coloured inks for this one, so I want this quite bright and colourful. So but maybe another one I'll do. I'll try it with some of the really grungy slides. So I thought I'd do another video and just show you how I did those. But if you want to sort of, if you've watched the last one, you could probably skip through some of this, or if you want to see the other video, I'll link that in the cards at the end of the video. So I'll just move some of these and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my little die machine, so die cutting machine, and just show you how from the sample die I got I use it to cut out the to make it a transparent slide. So to start with, we obviously need to cut one of them out, which I haven't done in advance for a change. Just need to get it to grip. There we go. Right. I might need to run it through again, which is just because it is the full width of the plate almost. So let's have a look. Actually no, we should be alright, because I'm gonna, so there's two ways you can do it, I've found. You can just leave that there for a second. So you can either move this down, or I'm going to turn this around and try it this way, but you probably do need to make sure you in some way tape it down, because it will, you don't want it to move. So make sure that's on there properly, because the little cutouts are symmetrical, so you can do that, but if they move, obviously that's an issue. So I just need a piece of tape, and then I can hopefully oops, wrong way around. Hopefully that's in there. No, it's not. Just put my glasses on. Make sure that's in there properly. Right, and then, oops. All right. Oops, I should have sent it through twice. Right, let's get rid of this bit. It's not helping. Excuse me. Right, I'm going to got that right around, yeah. Going to make sure I've got a bit of tape on both ends. Right. Okay, so we'll try again. And let's see how we've got on. Right. So, there we go. Right, and it does give you a little score in the middle, which you can use obviously to fold this over. However, you do need to sort of guide it a little bit so that it's square. Sometimes, especially if I sent it through twice, if the fold isn't quite in the right place, then you know, it doesn't meet up properly. So we'll just get my scoring or my burnishing tool, bone folder, and just give that a really good burnish. Okay, so there we go. We now have our transparent slide, and we're going to keep those bits. We'll need those in a minute, or at least one of them anyway. So move that. Now I have been blending after, but I think I'm going to do it before this time. It might be a little easier. So I'm not going to be too fussy. I'm going to just get some colour down, which you do. And then I can blend in properly after I've laid some ink down. Like that. There we go. Right, so that's our elements done with. I'll just clean up this little bit. I don't need or want those on the acetate. Right, so that can sit over there for a minute. Now we need a little bit of acetate to one of our stickers. So this time I've chosen I've got the dragonfly from Fairy Bugs, which is LAV 471, that one there. And I'm going to stamp that first, and I think I'll stamp that with the black tie. I've got to admit my black tie is quite old and a little bit dry, but it should be good enough to do this. So I might just put this on some card and then just set that at an angle. Now you do have to be careful obviously stamping on acetate, because it will move, or it will slide a little bit. So that's our dragonfly stamped, and then I'm going to do I think I'll do some of the can't remember what this is. It's from one of the foliage sets. Just a couple of these, maybe one there, a little bit of second generation perhaps. And that's Archival Rustic Wilderness. Okay. Archival will stain, but it doesn't affect your stamp. So, but if you don't like your stamps being stained, then probably best to avoid. So I'm going to use some crushed olive, that did slide, but that's okay. Okay, I could do a little bit of fuchsia with this one, I think. There. Right, I think I'll leave that there. And then we're going to cut out our slide. So we want about there, about there. Yep. Then we could take off right, I'm just going to have to take this away, otherwise it will stick to still stick to that watercolour, and I don't want it to. Right, and I have found giving myself a little bit of room makes it a bit easier, so I'm going to put that about there. And then pick this up. There we go. Right, that's sealed that archival in. So bring this back and see the right. And then I need to cut this to size, so we can take a bit off, quite a bit off the top. Is that enough? take a bit off the edge. Right. I think that'd be okay. Yep, that'd be about right. Now before I do that, I just need to bring in the red liner tape. I've got some thin red liner tape, but just like the other ones, I'm just going to go around the edge of the frame with this. That's that, and then we'll get our pokey tool and lift those up. Okay, and then we can set down our slide like so. And I'll stick that. Right, let me glue that together. Really quick little makes these. Very cute. I think I'll use them on a card or something, or a tag maybe at some point, and yeah. As we close this, try and make sure again that the cutouts are lined up, and then we can just hold that down while the glue sets. Right. Okay. And obviously you could, or I could have stamped round the frame or decorate around the frame as well, but I haven't done that in this video. So there's our transparency, our little slide for our dragonfly. So that can go with the others I've made, 2 other transparencies. And the film slides from there. Oh, what I did do, the only other thing I did do on these ones, you might be able to see, I have splattered with water to grunge the outside of the frame a little bit, but I didn't do that with these, so I might do that afterwards. But yeah, that's my make for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.